When you awake in the morning, if you are so lucky, it's a bonus. You're happy in the morning because you've been given an extra try. You're playing with house money. The greatest honor that a Roman could receive was a triumph through Rome. You would march victorious, coming home from the battlefield. You'd be led on a chariot. But yet they also had a servant follow close behind who whispered in your ear, Memento Mori, meaning you are mortal. They wanted someone at their greatest moment of triumph. They wanted them to be reminded that they were still a human, that life was short. I actually carry this coin in my pocket. It says Memento Mori, and on the back it has a quote from Marcus Aurelius, that you could leave life right now, he says, let that determine what you do, say, and think. In today's video, I wanted to talk about the concept of Memento Mori in as short a time as possible to give you what I think is one of the most life-changing exercises in all of Stoic philosophy. Again, in the ancient world, life was very fragile, and yet even then they had to remind themselves that they could go at any moment. And I think death, as we have become successful as a society, as we become more and more insulated from tragedy, has receded from the forefront of our consciousness. Shakespeare famously said that every third thought after he retired would be of his grave. I don't know if it has to be that often, but at least once a day, just take a minute to think, I don't know how much time I have left. As Seneca says, we go through life afraid of some things as if we're mortal, but then we treat time as if we are immortal, as if we have an unlimited amount of it, and we don't. The tragedy is, by the time we realize we've been taking time for granted, it's too late. One of the most life-changing exercises as far as Memento Mori goes for me came from Seneca. Seneca says, don't see death as something in the future that you're moving towards. He said, see it as something that's happening right now. He says, you're dying every minute. You are dying every day. He says, the time that passes belongs to death. So I don't think about the fact that I'm 34 and that means per actuary tables I've got 45 years left. I think instead that I've died 34 years. I've died however many minutes I've spent talking to you. So why am I doing it? Because this is important to me. If it wasn't important to me, I shouldn't do it, right? Since I am doing it, I should do it as if it matters. I should give it my best. Memento Mori to me puts everything in perspective. As Marcus Aurelius says, it shows you what's essential and what's inessential. He has this great test. Marcus says, ask yourself, am I afraid of death because I won't be able to do blank anymore? And I think about that, the things that we spend so much time doing, then we wonder, where does our time go, right? We spent it on frivolous, stupid things. So for the Stoics, Memento Mori was this humbling bit of perspective. It put everything in sharp focus. And I think even one of the most haunting exercises in Stoicism about Memento Mori, it doesn't just apply to you, but also the people you love. Marcus Aurelius says, as you tuck your child into bed at night, say to yourself, they may not make it to the morning. Is that supposed to be detaching you from not feeling what you feel towards them? It's the opposite. It's telling you, don't rush through this, because what you're rushing towards is death. Slow down, be present, cherish the person while you have them. It's not that life is short, Seneca says. It's that we waste a lot of it. The practice of Memento Mori, the meditation on death, is one of the most powerful and eye-opening things that there is. We built this Memento Mori calendar for Daily Stoic to illustrate that exact idea, that your life, in the best case scenario, is 4,000 weeks. Are you gonna let those weeks slip by, or are you going to seize them? The act of unrolling this calendar, putting it on your wall, and every single week, that bubble is filled in, that black mark is marking it off forever. Have something to show, not just for your years, but for every single dot that you filled in, that you really lived that week. You made something of it. You can check it out at dailystoic.com/mmcalendar. This is the most powerful part of Memento Mori. Seneca says that the person who has gone to bed doing everything that they could have done that day, when you awake in the morning, if you are so lucky, it's a bonus. You're happy in the morning because you've been given an extra try. You're playing with house money. And so if I can leave you with this idea of Memento Mori, I think it'll make you better. And that's why I carry this reminder with me. It's powerful. Use it wisely. This is the Daily Stoic coin. I'm as proud of making this as I am of any of my books. Tens of thousands of people all over the world have them. I see them, and they bring it out of their pocket. They say, look at this every single day. It's changed my life. I hope it'll do the same for you. You can check it out at store.dailystoic.com.